The Seahawks didn't just survive Sunday night, they escaped. An overtime thriller. A 1-point margin. And a decision that instantly split the NFL world in half. Seattle's 38-37 overtime win over the Los Angeles Rams should have been remembered as one of the gutsiest victories of the season. Instead, it turned into a post-game debate about responsibility, risk, and one controversial call that could have changed everything. And when the dust settled, Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald didn't point fingers. He pointed the spotlight directly at himself. Welcome to NFL SnapWire, let's break it all down. The Seahawks walked into this matchup knowing what was at stake. A divisional opponent. A playoff picture tightening by the week. And a Rams team that refuses to go quietly, no matter who's healthy or who's missing. From the opening kickoff, though, it was clear Seattle wasn't as sharp as they needed to be. The offense moved the ball, but the rhythm felt off. The defense bent early, sometimes breaking, especially on early downs, where the Rams repeatedly found space, confidence, and momentum. And that's where Mike Macdonald says the game really slipped off script. Speaking after the win, Macdonald didn't sugarcoat what he saw in the first half. In the first half, it was a lot of the early down stuff that was getting us, he admitted. So we made some adjustments in the second half. That one sentence revealed everything. Seattle wasn't losing because of effort. They weren't outmatched physically. They were losing the chess match early, allowing the Rams to dictate tempo before third down ever arrived. Early down inefficiency forced the Seahawks into uncomfortable situations, longer drives for the Rams, fewer chances to flip the field, and way too many snaps inside Seattle territory. And the red zone? That was another problem entirely. Macdonald acknowledged that while the adjustments helped push the Rams into more third down situations after halftime, Seattle still failed to finish. They botched key moments, his word, not ours. Missed assignments. Slight hesitations. One step late instead of one step early. In the NFL, that's the difference between a stop and 6 points. What made Macdonald's comments stand out wasn't the technical breakdown, it was the accountability. No deflection. No we'll look at the tape. No vague coach speak. He owned it. And that mindset carried straight into the most controversial decision of the night. Late in the game, with emotions running high and the margin razor thin, Macdonald faced a choice that every coach dreads. Play it safe. Or play to win. Instead of kicking the extra point, he went for a 2-point conversion. Immediately, social media exploded. Some called it reckless. Others called it brilliant. A few said it was unnecessary drama. But according to Macdonald, that decision wasn't made in the heat of the moment. It had been discussed all season long. According to Hawkmania's report on X, Macdonald revealed that the coaching staff had already game planned for this exact scenario based on playoff positioning. The decision tree was mapped out long before Sunday night. And when the moment arrived, Macdonald trusted two things. The math and his players. He felt confident in how the Seahawks were playing. He believed in the execution. And most importantly, he believed that his team had earned the right to decide the game with the ball in their hands. That's not recklessness. That's conviction. Now, did it work perfectly? No. Did it raise eyebrows? Absolutely. But Macdonald made it clear, if you're going to demand accountability from players, the head coach has to wear the biggest share of it. And that philosophy is starting to define his tenure in Seattle. This wasn't a coach throwing assistants under the bus. This wasn't a quarterback blaming session. This was a leader saying, if it's messy, it's on me. And the locker room hears that. Veterans hear that. Young players feel that. And over time, that trust compounds. Seattle's second half response proved it. Adjustments tightened coverage. Third down defense improved. The offense found just enough balance to keep the Rams honest. Was it perfect? No. Was it resilient? Absolutely. And resilience is what playoff teams are built on. The Seahawks didn't win because everything went right. They won because they refused to unravel when things went wrong. That's coaching. That's culture. That's growth happening in real time. For Mike Macdonald, this game wasn't just a win in the standings, it was a statement about how he plans to lead. He's not afraid to take risks. He's not afraid to admit mistakes. And he's not afraid to put his own name on the line when things get uncomfortable. In a league where accountability often gets passed around like a hot potato, that matters. Seattle fans may still debate the two-point call. Analysts will replay it all week. And rivals will point to it as a near disaster. But inside the Seahawks building, the message is crystal clear. Mistakes happen. Responsibility matters. And trust starts at the top. The Seahawks walked away with a dramatic 38-37 overtime win, but they also walked away with something just as valuable. A head coach who isn't hiding. And if Seattle keeps learning from games like this instead of surviving them, that could be the difference between just making the playoffs and becoming a problem once they're there. That's all for today on NFL SnapWire. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay locked in, because the NFL season is only getting crazier from here.